You should never allow anybody influence how you perceive anything in this existentiality. The Creator made it possible for you to own your own head. How many times have you condemned something and you actually experienced the thing to know that this is horrible? That is why you're condemning it. How people would easily condemn libation just because they don't even know what is this about. And in your own very religious texts and religious books, these same sacrifices are in there. If you were told from childhood that heaven is the most horrible place ever for anybody to ever go, and hell was the most pleasant place, majority of you will be choosing hell by now. The only reason why you think the best place for you to go is heaven is because somebody told you about it. They told you all the news, oh, streets of gold and streets of this. This is why you are choosing heaven. And they told you hell is a place that unquenchable fire burning all the time. This is why you're making those choices. Pleasantness, because heaven is pleasant for you, so you're choosing heaven. This is the only reason. You're not choosing heaven because you love God. You choose heaven because it's a pleasant place. You are guaranteed that you're going to live good. So actually, the choice of you going to heaven has nothing to do with the faith that you have nothing to do. It has everything to do with the place you are going. You don't want to go to a place of eternal torture according to what they program you to think. Not because you love anybody. And the only reason why you're not choosing hell is because they told you it's a very unpleasant place. You will burn, you will suffer, you will torture. This is the reason why people are actually making these choices. Nothing else. How are you in love with something you've never met, you've never encountered, you never know anything about, and say, because I love you, God, I'm choosing heaven? Very few people on the face of the earth actually choose to experience and not be led into things. Very few people actually walk into places by themselves and go and experience, then come and tell the rest of the world the experience they had there and pay the recommendation they are giving to you. You also follow up and go into that same place and go and experience that thing. So if something should happen in their life and that thing is unpleasant, the statement they will make, the remarks they will make around it is what? What the hell is this place? Why? Because anything that is unpleasant is associated with it. You go to a beautiful place, suited, right? You say, this is heaven. This is heaven on earth. Why are you calling that experience heaven on earth? Because you've been told. The only reason why you condemn something is because you have no knowledge of the thing. So what it literally means is that somebody is controlling your narrative. You don't own your narrative. You don't own the very things that are coming through your thought process. Don't let anybody control your narrative. At least use your own head. It is yours. I beg you. Akwaba. Welcome to Enquirers series. I'm Osofo Kojo Bento. I'm always excited, always a delight. Hope you've placed in your order for your power stake. Listen, one of the most powerful things you can have in your possession, the power stake. The power stake on its own is not the power. The energies behind it is the power. So make sure you're ordering your power stake. And there's something I want to tell you guys. Every single person on the face of the earth wants to know who they are, why they are here, where they came from. Is it my first time here? Is it my second time here? Almost every single person wants to know this, right? Come to Enquirers. Send us an inbox. Go to our website. Send us a WhatsApp. The number's on your screen. I promise you, by the time you're done talking to us, you will know who you are, why you're here, what you're here to do, and what would help you fulfill what you're here to do. This has nothing to do with any faith system. This has nothing to do with whether you believe it or not. It doesn't matter who you are. It will work for you. We, together as a team, can definitely let you know whether you've been in this dimension before or not, why you're here, what you're here to do. This, you probably will not get it anyway. I know this because I'm in the field and I know what I'm saying. We have the key to make you discover why you're here and what you're here to do. Anyway, let me go to my class today and talk about you having the opportunity, the key. Let me ask you a question. If you were given the opportunity, okay, if you're given the license to choose between pleasantness and unpleasantness, joy and sadness, happiness and sadness, which which one would you choose? If it was all your choice, it was all in your making, which would be your choice? Think about it. If you're given the opportunity to choose between peace and war, which one would you choose? The truth matter is, every single day, we are all given the opportunity to make these choices. Every single thing that is happening on the face of the earth is happening because of these choices that we have made ourselves. There's nothing happening that is happening because a God is causing it, because a God has decided. If you stick to what you know, you would think that is how the world is. Some energies, some devil, some demon, the devil, Satan, Lucifer is sitting behind somewhere and is causing people to do certain things, and it's making people's life miserable. It's the choices that you are making. That's what I say. Pleasantness, unpleasantness. Which one would you choose? Every single person on the face of the earth is displaying one or the other of these expressions: pleasantness or unpleasantness. Every single person. It don't matter what you're trying to achieve here in this dimension. All that you are displaying is either you are happy or not happy. It's either the things that you are bringing out are pleasant or they are not pleasant. This is all about. Even if your goal is to get to heaven and that's all that matters to you, it still boils down to pleasantness or unpleasantness. That's just what it is. Wherever you're trying to get to, whatever you are trying to do, whoever you are trying to be with, is all based on this pleasantness or unpleasantness. You choose one particular thing because you are pleasant. You find pleasantness in that particular thing. You choose the other because you find unpleasantness in the other. So everywhere you're trying to get to, like I said, even if it's heaven, it's based on these things. Whether that particular decision brings you pleasantness or brings you unpleasantness. Most people try to be in a particular situation. Why do people want to be lawyers? Why do people want to be doctors? Why do people want to be nurses? Because of all that comes with that particular decision. Because all that comes with that particular choice is the reason why you're making that choice. Not because you as an individual have actually been through that experience. So what is happening is most people's experience are actually chosen for them. They are not the ones choosing those experiences simply because somebody somewhere told them about this particular place, and because they told you about that particular place, it's making you want to decide whether to visit that particular place or not to visit that particular place. It's all based on you. You choose. The reason why you're trying to visit that particular restaurant is because you heard something about a place. Even if you didn't hear anything about a place, you saw something online. Because without seeing anything, without hearing anything, you would almost never go to somewhere. If you've never known about something and you've never heard about something, would you out of yourself make that choice to actually walk into something to discover? Very few people on the face of the earth actually choose to experience and not be led into things. But the truth matter is, all of us are supposed to experience. Very few people actually walk into places by themselves and go and experience, then come and tell the rest of the world the experience they had there and pay the recommendation they are giving to you. You also follow up and go into that same place and go and experience that thing. It's the same way. If you were told from childhood that heaven is the most horrible place ever for anybody to ever go, and hell was the most pleasant place, majority of you will be choosing hell by now. The only reason why you think the best place for you to go is heaven is because somebody told you about it. Somebody told you to choose that particular destination. They told you all the news, streets of gold and street of this and building with this and joy everlasting, and you're always going to be happy. This is why you are choosing heaven. And they told you hell is a place that the unquenchable fire burning all the time. This is why you're making those choices. But you have never been to a heaven or a hell to actually know what actually goes on there. Pleasantness, because heaven is pleasant for you, so you choose in heaven. This is the only reason. You don't choose in heaven because you love God. You choose in heaven because it's a pleasant place. You are guaranteed that you're going to live good. So actually, the choice of you going to heaven has nothing to do with the faith that you have nothing to do. It has everything to do with the place you are going. You don't want to go to a place of eternal torture according to what they program you to think. Not because you love anybody. And the only reason why you're not choosing hell is because they told you it's a very unpleasant place. You will burn, you will suffer, you will torture. This is the reason why people are actually making these choices. Nothing else. Triple dare anybody. How are you in love with something you've never met, you've never encountered, you never know anything about, and say, because I love you, God, I'm choosing heaven? In most people's definition, the highest form of pleasantness is heaven, and the lowest form of unpleasantness is hell, right? So if something should happen in their life and that thing is unpleasant, the statement they will make, the remarks they will make around it is what? What the hell is this place? Why? Because anything that is unpleasant is associated with it. So in your exclamations, in your descriptions, for you to be able to describe a particular feeling, a particular experience of a particular place, you say what you've been told to be the pleasant place over the experience that you think is going to be nice. For example, you go to a beautiful place, soothing, right? Waterfalls splashing everywhere, beautiful animals. You say, this is heaven. This is heaven on earth. Why are you calling that experience heaven on earth? Because you've been told. Simply because you've been told. The approach to this August destination is totally dependent on the individual. To some, what is pleasantness is alcohol, wine. Wine. When they drink, they become very happy. So their pleasant place to go is the drinking spot or the wine shop or the restaurant. They just go and buy, some even maybe cannabis. So that is what gives them pleasantness. So when they are thinking of pleasantness, what gives them heaven, the experience of heaven, is whatever brings them that pleasantness. The other people, what they find pleasant is the divine. The divine is what they find pleasant. So when you talk about pleasantness, the only thing they think about is the divine. Some, when they talk pleasantness, the only thing they think about is intimacy with a lover. That is heaven for them. So they will choose the lover over any projected place called heaven that you describe for them. The only thing that is standing between you and your well-being is simply the fact that you have allowed your thought and your emotions to take instructions from outside of you rather than the inside of you. That's the only difference. The only thing that is making the choice for you is because your thought and emotions are taking their instructions from somebody out there. You have your own head, right? Your thought is in your head. Your emotions are in your feelings, right? Within you. But you are taking instructions from somebody that is out there. So literally, somebody is controlling your inner being and not you yourself. What is happening in your head should be yours. Hence, what is happening in your dreams should be yours and not somebody's. Your dreams should be owned by you. Think about it. You cannot control the war that happens around us. So everything that is happening outside of you is beyond your control, right or wrong. How the wind will blow in a particular day is not in your control. You cannot control it. If the ocean is going to rise or not going to rise, the tides are going to be high or low, it's not within your control. So you have no control of it. I understand totally. But at least what happens within your head should be in your own control, at least. Meaning your dreams, because your dreams are basically your thoughts and emotions. That's just what dreaming is all about. Desires that you've never been able to fulfill, unfulfilled desires, mixed with thoughts and emotions is what is giving you your dream. 95% of dreams. I'm telling you, 95% of dreams. Now watch this. Whatever is happening in your dream, shouldn't you be the one controlling it? At the end of the day, it is called your dream, for crying out loud. Your dream. You should be the one that should control what happens in your dream. In your thought process, I promise you, if you think there is an angel standing out there and angels are meant for goodness, whenever you dream and you're in your dream, you are in a situation that you need deliverance, all you will see is an angel standing in front of you. If you're seeing the devil to be a hideous beast, something coming with horns and all of that, when you dream, you will see that image because your thought and emotions are controlling your dream. If you believe, and that's a very sensitive one. If you believe somebody can actually come to your dream and come and sleep with you and you accept it and you understand that, then when you sleep, definitely somebody is going to come into your dreams and sleep with you. A lot of people, and that's a fact, a lot of people that are having sexual dreams is because physically they are not being satisfied. It's a fact. There's no way you would have something, you would have a desire fulfilled and you go to your dream with that desire. If you've never driven a car, it's very possible that you dream somebody is giving you a car. But if you have 10 cars, 20 cars to your disposal, would you ever have a dream trying to buy a car? Let me make it more practical to somebody who thinks what I'm saying is just made up. Have you ever had a dream trying to be Ghanaian before? Especially if you are in Ghana. If you're on this continent, in my dream and a revelation opened and I had a passport and in the passport, they stamped into the passport Ghana visa. Have any of you, if you are Ghanaian, if you are American, have you ever had a dream that in your dream, they gave you an American visa for you to be able to travel to America? I'm asking you, if you have children, would you ever have a dream of somebody giving you children in your dream? You have 4 children and now you're still having... It doesn't happen because all those desires have been fulfilled. If you have billions of cedis in your account, would you ever have a dream trying to rob a bank and take money from the bank? Most of the dreams you are having are as a result of the things that you haven't been able to achieve here in this physical reality. And these are being controlled by your thought and emotions, right? If you give your thought and emotions to the outside influence, like religious leaders, political leaders, educational leaders, if you give your thought and emotion to movies, you watch a lot of movies, things in the movies, if these are the things that are controlling your thought and emotions, whenever you go into your dreams, the things that are coming on your screen will be the exact things coming into your dream state. But at least that is your own dream. You should at least be able to control your own dream and not allow anybody. But here is the case, people are having nightmares. You're dreaming of a bull coming. If you raise cattle for a living, would you ever have a dream of a bull coming to chase you? If you have snakes as pets, would you ever have a dream of a snake coming to bite you? Everything you are able to achieve, everything you're able to conceive in your thought will shape your dream pattern. The Indians are saying that their ways of spirituality is the best. The Muslims are saying theirs is the best. The Jewish are saying theirs is the best. The Christians are saying yes. The traditionalists are saying yes is the best. What are you saying for yourself? Which one is the best way to live for you? Why are you? This is why I say send us a message in Mikra. Send us a message. Let us help you find out why you're here. If you know who you are and you know you came into this world to be a herbalist, would you ever have a dream or would you ever say herbalism is demonic? The only reason why you condemn something is because you have no knowledge of the thing. So what it literally means is that somebody is controlling your narrative. You don't own your narrative. You don't own the very things that are coming through your thought process. As a matter of fact, I was passing a joke the other day. I was telling somebody, you know what? I'm sure some people are sitting outside thinking I'm even drinking from a human skull right now in my living room because they think I'm into spirituality and I do rituals and I do things and I consult the gods and do all of that. Somebody outside of my walls will be thinking, hey, these people are so evil. Go into their houses, go into your bedrooms, go into your this. You will be amazed. You will come to our kitchen and we are fighting over soup. But you are so busy outside of our house thinking we are in there putting human body to next human body, putting blood to this, doing this to this. The devil, some actually think the devil comes to have a meeting with me. And I said the devil come and instruct me. You do this, win this many people, win this many people. Just because somebody is controlling their narrative and because they don't know what I'm practicing, automatically if what I'm doing is not something that they are familiar with, if what I'm doing is not something that they are used to, automatically they condemn it. I was once like that. I want to be hypocritical and say that I've got it all together. I've always had it all together. I hadn't had God. I messed up like that too. How you see things should be your own doing. You should never allow anybody influence how you perceive anything in this existentiality. The Creator made it possible for you to own your own head. Have you ever seen your eyes in somebody's head? Have you ever seen your mind in somebody's head? These are yours. That is why everything in your thought process is about what somebody said. How many other times have you spoken and you spoke out of experience, out of you knowing, I know? How many times have you condemned something and you actually experienced the thing to know that this is horrible? That is why you're condemning it. Funny enough, how people would easily condemn libation, rituals, condemn blood sacrifices, just because they don't even know what is this about. And in your own very religious texts and religious books, these same sacrifices are in there. Don't let anybody control your narrative. At least use your own head. It is yours. I beg you. Use it. Experience the thing. Go into the thing. Find out what is happening in there. Before you conclude, you will see a masquerade, or you see a carved image hanging in somebody's door, or hanging on somebody's wall. The minute you see it, this is so scary. The person carving it, did you consider there was a human being that carved it? What was in the carver's head? The artisan, what was in his head? He was carving, he was expressing himself, was carving a beautiful piece, had no God in it. But just because you've been programmed to think that every time you see a carved image is associated with demonism, so every time you see it, you run away without even understanding that the person who carved that as an artisan went to church the next Sunday and went to pay his tithe. The devil influenced him to carve the artwork so that somebody will come and buy, and the devil will take the money to go and pay tithe in the church. Are you understanding it? Own your own thought and your own emotions, and you begin to see the world from a different perspective. I love you guys. Please visit our website if you want us to serve you on any platform. And also, don't forget to get a power stick. Order it in. It will get to you within 2 weeks across the world, wherever you are in the world. And please, own your own thought. I love you guys. Mwah.